After a woman wears a book, a man who is not in harmony with pure yangche, the sauce will die violently. In search of a way to crack the heater, he went to the library, unexpectedly. But the cheap apprentice peeked at his little secret. He turned around and swung his sword. Man falls to the ground, but the next second he regretted it. What have I done? This is the hero of the novel. It's over. Old hatreds die and new hatreds grow, just as he was considering whether, when you can still see the sun tomorrow. The cheap apprentice was the first to explain. Said he just wanted to read the classics. I never thought my master was here. See the books on the table. He changed his face in an instant. Looks like he's found a way to crack the heater. Ling Yao pretended to be calm. Look for pills on the shelf and hand them to him. Take this. See his body hurt. Ling Yao had no choice but to let him open his mouth. I plan to feed the medicine into his mouth myself. Jinxie's heart trembled. This woman would actually feed me medicine herself. Ling Yao shyly ordered him to open his mouth. Feed the pill immediately. I thought it was no wonder the original owner always punished him. How dare you break into the library without permission? Living to this day is considered a big life. Forget it, I hurt him first. Come as your teacher. He took the cheap apprentice to Linquin to clean up the wound. This is where he bathes. Never allow outsiders in. Master is actually willing to move me with gradual drama. The devil's soul is constantly reminding. Don't forget how he punished you as a child. Message to shut him up. I don't need you to take care of my business. Then he took off his clothes and walked into Linquin. I'm still confused. Why is Master so abnormal today? Please ask the spirit demon in the store to take out 8 lifetimes of possessions. Trying to save myself. Take out limited edition medicines. I plan to personally administer medicine to the villain. He kept explaining. I just didn't know that the person behind me was you. Jingxi said, never blame the blessed one. And taking off his clothes revealed scars all over his body. Every word is due to him. Ling Yao was ashamed and sweated for herself. Look at these scars. I wonder how long it will take to wash myself completely. Tell the disciple that it hurts a little. Please be patient. Return calmly. Disciple is not afraid of pain. Ling Yao didn't expect that the hardest thing on him was his mouth. It hurts like this and you're not afraid. It's just a show. Okay, put on your clothes. Thank you, master. Then he peeked at the bottles and jars on the table. Seeing that the master is going to retreat, he had no intention of leaving. Under the guise of spiritual power here, and the breakthrough in the order period is imminent. Ask the master to take him to breakthrough before leaving. He just wanted to test it. Unexpectedly, Ling Yao thought briefly. Look at him, he has a breakthrough. It's okay to send another smooth water favor. I thought this was also a good time to improve my popularity. It hardened. Then take him to the courtyard to perform the wood forest reaction. The surrounding wood is constantly gathering in the courtyard. Clang, clang, clang. Soon a side hall appeared before him. This is a sanctuary built for you to use spiritual power. You can retreat here and break through. Jingxi looked at the bedding shop in front of her. Eyes flashed. I wanted to cause him some trouble during his retreat, but now he's wavering. Return to the Ling Yao in the store. Officially began to retreat and recultivate. After he took the pill. Then one palm shattered his own liner. See this scene in the house. Demon soul confused road. At this time, he is helpless with his self-destruction cultivation base. Is the perfect time to get revenge on him? And Jingxi frowned slightly, remembering Master Chance's abnormal behavior. At the same time, it is too despicable to take advantage of the danger of others. So he gave up the idea of getting revenge on him now. The soul keeps mocking you for hesitating. And Jingxi sneered, Master. It is the ultimate invincibility of extreme yin body cultivators. Naturally, the higher the cultivation base, the better the effect. He made up his mind. Tell yourself to wait until you are strong enough. Will make his life worse than death. 2 days later, Jingxi in the shelter broke through successfully. Convergence of spiritual power. Outstanding multicolored inner alchemy demon soul sword. He has a special system. Gifted. Continue to be confused. Why not follow him and learn the method of dual cultivation of gods and demons? If you complete it, you can rule the 3 realms and live the same life in heaven. Jingxi knows that the law of gods and demons has been overcome since ancient times. I don't want to risk my life and refuse decisively. But the demon spirit kept shaking him in his ears. Don't you want your cultivation to be ultra thin? The master made him often beaten and punished. Does it feel like begging for mercy from you? Jingjing heard the words and was silent for a moment. Then he sneered and said so. It seems inevitable. 100 years later, the falling snow is sealed with purple gas. With a loud boom, the spirit demon of airway restoration. In just 100 years, you can enter the Yuanying period. However, everyone at the foot of the mountain is gossiping. Immortal venerable King Yu fell in love with his apprentice. Only when you move your love will you give up the ruthless path and practice again. and Terran Land, with the master and apprentice of immortal King Yu, painting book adapted by sadomasochism. It became a bestseller. Ling Yao, the great apprentice who has also heard rumors, also feel complicated. I don't know if the master will be punished this time. Please gather the spiritual energy around Ling Yao in the store on the golden pill. With the fragmentation of the golden core, 2 reasons broke out. Ling Yao was overjoyed that he actually came into contact with a pair of voices. And what makes him most fortunate is that this 100-year retreat, his awful fever did not appear, and the clouds rolled up outside and there was a loud bang. He knows that's why, Rieger. The first time he suffered a calamity, he rushed out of the electricity in a hurry. I secretly scolded my grandmother for not being easy to cultivate. To be struck by lightning. Purple clouds cover the sky. It looks pretty scary. The disciples under the snow peak. I also sweated for him. First time seeing this. It doesn't look like an ordinary lightning disaster. Ling Yao took out the boat Uncle Imperial Sister. Notify the junior brothers outside to return to the sect quickly. Jingxi, who received the letter, smiled coldly, not seen for 100 years. It's time to go back and surprise him. Now he is in the middle of the vowel. Ling Yao, who just broke through the early vowel stage. Naturally not his opponent. In the snow forest. Mo Yan was overjoyed. After 100 years, I can finally see the blessed one. And in the southern tour Imperial City. To women Zheng Mancheng. 6 disciples leading the city looking for Ling Yao. In the thousands of flowers. Leaves don't stick to the body. 1,000 cities are suave. I owe a lot of love debt. At this time, the 5th senior brother came to invite him to return to the sect together. And he didn't want to go back. Even if you break through Yuanying, 7 masters may not necessarily leave the customs. But the 5th senior brother advised him to tell him that if the master left the customs, the female cultivators you provoked went to the sect. Just wait for the whip. Qiancheng Wenyan had to compromise. Promised to go back with him. At this time, the falling snow is sealed. A thunder turned into a dragon. Go straight to the spirit demon. He quickly cast a spell to protect himself. Blocked the first lightning. Fortunately, he wasn't hacked to death, but the next second, Reggie directly broke through the barrier and penetrated into his body. Arc marks between the foreheads. He was surrounded by light blue spiritual power, turned into the shape of a 9-tailed fox out of thin air. The silence on the side shocked him. Is the bloodline of the 9-tailed fox about to awaken? And Ling Yao, who has endured thunder, exhausted and fainted to the ground. He was hot all over. It feels like some kind of power is going crazy inside. Jingxi stepped forward to help him up. I just heard Non who kept talking about it. It's so hot. As the clothes slid down his shoulders, Jingxi blushed instantly. Is it time to chase after him?